Vicky from Pear Tree Paper Crafts again with another layout share. This time I'm scrapping a photograph of my husband and my son at Canhall Farm, just about to watch the sheep racing. I decided to use Vicky Boutin's Colour Kaleidoscope range, and in true Vicky Boutin style I decided to do a mixed media layout. The white acrylic is going beautifully onto this page. I chose this pattern paper. I've used her tool as well to spread the acrylic paint around and leave some little edges, leaves it looking really textural. I'm now looking through the rest of the pad, trying to find some pieces that will complement it and I can use to back it. I love this rainbow piece. Decided to use a strip of that down the side of the photograph, just a strip of it to accent all the different colours and just make it a bright and cheerful layout. But I also really like this patterned, it's also almost geometric, I suppose, paper here to mat the photograph onto. Now ordinarily I would mat quite a few times, but I decided on this particular layout that I would only mat the once, and I had to find space for these hearts. They're gorgeous. It's my favourite paper, and a strip from the Say Cheese paper as well. I also chop off some of the camera paper, thinking I'll use one of those cameras, but in the end I don't think I do. I don't think I use the camera. I ummed and ahed about using the butterflies. I cut some of the butterfly paper, and then I think a little bit later on I think I removed that from the layout. It seemed to make it too busy. Maybe I'll leave it there. I can't quite remember. We'll see. I like the Say Cheese. I laid that over the top of the hearts. And there's a little camera, and then just looking for different elements I can pinch from the different pages to add in. I like that little journaling piece there, and I pop that down the other side of the photograph. And I like that one as well, but it didn't seem to fit on this one. But that one seems to fit beautifully on that, and in that little space there. Yeah, I did take the butterflies off. I was right. Wanted to remove those. It got a bit too busy. I then played with some of the ephemera for a while, thinking I might tuck some of that underneath, have a couple of the ribbons and the bunting on there. And then in the end they come off as well, because I didn't feel like it was a flowery layout. It felt more playful, it felt very colourful, it felt very happy, but it just didn't feel like it wanted flowers, so I think I decided to take those off. And I just play with the ephemera and put it in different places. Like I've said in one of my other videos, I didn't used to buy the ephemera packs. I used to look at them and think, oh gosh, they're a bit expensive, I'll leave those, I'll just buy the paper. I can do enough with the paper. But actually I've come to absolutely adore the ephemera packs that you can get with different layouts, different packs and different product lines, to the point that I sometimes, if I really like them, I buy two now, just because I know I'm going to end up using them and regret not having them. I do have boxes and boxes of paper at home, or random sheets that I've bought, but I am finding at the moment that I'm really enjoying scrapping with product lines, because the colours do coordinate so beautifully together. I still go into my stash when I need to, and I do need to use some of it up, but recently there have been so many beautiful lines coming out that I just couldn't help myself. So right now I'm using some white Stampin' Up ink to stamp some stitched circles. You can see on here that they are circles, but you can't quite see that they're stitched on the camera, but they are. They're made out of stitches. You can just see it down there on the bottom. and then I take a smaller one, just overlap them. It kind of mirrors the circles on that backing paper a little bit, which I really like. Put them in different places. Just cleaning up, baby wipes are amazing. Always have them nearby. I like what that's done to the edges there and just softened off those. Now I'm going to use some Bow Bunny stamps. I'm going to use the Scribble stamp and again the white ink, just to put some extra texture onto the white acrylic that I've already done, just to give it a bit more depth, a bit more layering. Let's put on those. And then I use some of the dots as well. And I like using stamps in this way because in this particular instance it doesn't matter if the ink isn't completely covered or it doesn't quite stamp correctly, because actually what we're going for here is that mixed media distressedy kind of look. So it's okay. Just sort of deciding whether to put the whole thing onto a white sheet, and I think I'm going to do that and stick those down first, and then tuck these in, put the photograph on. Happy with how that's gone. I like the different layering of it, and then just adding some extra bits of tape in there just to make sure it's properly adhered down. It's not going to move when I start adding extra things on. It's funny because you do all of this mixed media and then you actually end up covering most of it up with photographs or with other bits of paper, but it's poking out the sides and it's not sort of in your face, which I like. There it is. And then I'm just going to trim the edges off, and then I'm going to sit it onto a piece of white cardstock. The white is going to be gutted so that the middle can be used for something else. This trimmer I'm using now, this Fiskars one, is quite a new addition to me. I've always just had ones that you can't really do this with, but actually having the ability to just cut the middle out of something, brilliant. Plenty of sticky tape on there because, like I say, the sheet is a little bit ruffled. I wanted to do a torn effect on this. I've torn a small amount of paper out of the top. I've used my pliers to help curl it down and out of the way, and then I've put a small amount of the coloured, the rainbowy striped paper behind, as if it's poking through from behind, and then used a pokey tool and some twine to kind of try and pretend like I'm trying to tie it back together. And then I was going to knot the twine, but then I decided I would actually not knot it, and I would curl it and stick it down sort of curled. I didn't like the look of it when it was knotted up, but I liked the idea of being curled. So just use a little bit of glue and just sit there for a few minutes while it just goes off enough to hold it in place. Sticking it where it fell, not trying to fight with it too much, and then sticking it onto the white. And then just that edge, I think, was a little bit wobbly again from the paint, so just put an extra bit of glue down there just to make sure that was stuck. And then it's time to add a few more embellishments now. I did treat myself to the washi tape that goes with this set. Again, I don't normally, but I decided this time I was going to. I started by cutting the washi tape and then decided it looked too neat, it looked too finished, so I would tear it instead. And I put different coloured pieces down the sides, tucked under the photograph, just in various places around my different paper layering, just to add those extra layers to the layout. Wrapped some round the white, but wrapped some just around the green paper, so that it's different again. And then a little bit more stamping, this time with grey, and using just a variety of different stamps from Stampin' Up all over. These are little arrows that I'm popping on right now, and then different sorts of arrows. Again, it's okay that some of the things stamp perfectly and some of them don't. Not too much of a problem. It just adds to that distressed feel. And then I use white piece of paper here because I want to put the film strip going off the edge, but I don't want it on the white. So I lay a piece of white paper just up to the green to catch the rest of the print. It just goes onto that green sheet. I wanted it to look like they were just popping onto the page. There's that camera. That camera print that appears on many of my layouts. I'm going to wear it out, I think I use it that much. And then some little hearts dotted around. And an arrow there that says love this. Again, going off the page, so I didn't want that on the white. I really did want to keep that white very, very clean. These are some of the alphas that come with, or they're not alphas really, they're phrases, aren't they, that come with the same range, the Vicky Boutin Colour Kaleidoscope. I just love that sentiment of just this photo. I contemplated putting a heart on to say love this photo. I did look for the word love, couldn't find one that suited, and I was just happy with the title this photo in the end. It's quite different to my normal style. Just looking through the stickers here, seeing if there's any stickers from the sticker set that fit, and there was one there, happy moments, that I decided to stick on. And then I ummed and ahed about some of the ephemera and then just decided no, there was enough on there. And that's it, that's the layout. Thank you so much for watching. Happy scrapping.